Okay, we'll kick off. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the latest MCB webinar for Event Partners. We have two fantastic partners with us today, Business Events Geelong, and also one of the hero products in that region, the QTrain. Before I start, I'd like to acknowledge that I'm hosting this webinar from the lands of the Wurundjeri people and extend that acknowledgement to the traditional custodians of the various lands that you are joining us from today. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging and celebrate the diversity of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and their ongoing cultures and connections to the lands and waters of Victoria. My name's Joanna. I am the Director of Corporate Meetings and Incentives at MCB. So hopefully if I haven't met you before, welcome to our webinar, and hopefully we'll get to meet you in person in the near future in the myriad of upcoming in-person events that are happening in our sector over the next few months. We'll kick off today with Mark Day from Business Events Geelong, and then we'll move over to Emma Atkinson from the QTrain, a fantastic region and a fantastic hero product that we're showing you today. If you do have any questions, please just pop them in the Q&A box and we will get to them at the end. So don't feel sad if we don't answer you straight away. We will reply to your question at the end of the presentations. Also, just wanted to remind you all that Evolve, the MIA conference Evolve 2022 is happening in Melbourne at the end of June at the Sofitel. It is the largest event for the business event sector. We're very happy to be having it in Melbourne. It's very exciting for us. For anybody on the buyer side, we also do have a FMIL program that you will be receiving an invite to, so you can get out and about and see the latest that Melbourne and also Geelong is offering. So please go to the evolve2022.com.au website to register. It should be a great event, and it's also great to have events back in person. So it'll be a good one to be at, definitely. And just a reminder that Melbourne Convention Bureau is here to help you develop your next business event. We do everything from venue and destination experiences and referrals, itinerary creation, site inspections, sample itineraries, etc. If you need anything to do with your upcoming business event, whether you're in the planning stage or further down the track, we can help you. So please don't hesitate to contact us on those either via our website or that email address info@melbournecbd.com.au. So right now I'm going to hand over to Mark. So Mark, if you'd like to start sharing your screen, and you can kick off your wonderful presentation on Geelong.
Sorry, bear with me. I'm just trying to...
That's okay, no worries.
Okay, awesome.
There you go.
You can see my screen? Perfect. Well, thanks, Joanna, and the broader Melbourne Convention Bureau team for having me. Really excited to talk all things Geelong and the Ballerines. So I'll kickstart off with a destination video just to capture your imagination and attention of what we have to offer. So as you can see, Geelong and the Bellarine offers a little bit of coastal, country and city all rolled into one. Just some quick facts on the city. So Victoria's largest regional city, where, basically next door neighbours to Melbourne CBD, so Melbourne, I should say, sorry. The region's really well known for these wooden statues that you can see on my screen that we call bollards. So we have 111 along the waterfront, and they tell the history and heritage of our destination. And we do guided walking tours through those bollards as well, which is quite popular with groups. Over 40 venues on offer with capacity up to 2,000 delegates. There's in excess of 2,500 accommodation rooms across the city. The city's changing dramatically. So at the moment, there's 15 new properties that are sitting within our planning department. So over the next couple of years, that inventory will grow as new hotels come on board. Amazing experiences. We have 5 of the top 100 golf courses, and it's really easy to get here. So as I touched on before, we're 50 minutes drive from Melbourne CBD, start of the Great Ocean Road. So we're 25 minutes to Torquay, which is the home of surfing and Bells Beach, where you'll find the Surf World Museum and travelling on down the Great Ocean Road. We have our own airport, Avalon, which is 25 minutes out of Geelong CBD, and that's home to Jetstar and flies domestically to Gold Coast. And also Air Asia. So Air Asia, which made Geelong its home a few years ago, is looking to recommence flights hopefully towards the end of this year. Getting in here is even easier with Port Phillip Ferry. So we have a new ferry service which is now operating out of Docklands and heading down to Port Arlington or down into the Geelong CBDs. So that operates daily down near the Melbourne Star. So nice and easy to jump on board. If you are based in Melbourne and you want to get down into the region for a day trip, it's a really nice way to get down here. And then we also have the link with Sea Road ferries onto the Mornington Peninsula. So as you can see, Geelong's really well positioned. A little bit about us. So we're a convention bureau. We're one of 18 which are Australia-wide, very similar to the team at Melbourne Convention Bureau. Completely free service, and our role is to work with event organisers that are looking to place business down in our region. So we offer things like managing requests for proposals, producing bid documents, hosting in-region familiarisations, and conducting site visits. We do have a campaign running at the moment that I wanted to touch on as well. So within the business event space, if you're looking to hold a business event before the end of December 2023, and it's confirmed to occur before June the 30th this year, we're offering $50 towards per delegate, and there's no cap on numbers there. So if you're interested in finding more information around our funding campaign, you can jump onto businesseventsgeelong.com.au and you'll see the Business Event Support Fund tab that speaks about the criteria and the expression of interest for that funding. So for the purpose of today, as I touched on, we have over 40 venues on offer in the business events space in the region. I've just handpicked a few examples to give you a bit of a feel for what's on offer. So accommodation. So we have accommodation ranging from very boutique 5-star like Campbell Point House, ranging up to the larger scale hotels and branded hotels like the Novotel Geelong, which is situated on the waterfront and directly out the front of where that Port Phillip Ferries pulls into Geelong daily. The Holiday Inn, which is due for completion, it says 2022, but I just received an update that that'll open in April 2023. So it's well and truly out of the ground, and we're very much looking forward to that one. Just some more accommodation options. So the Landsmore Hotel in Werribee. So our region technically starts at Werribee and runs down to Geelong, the Bellarine Peninsula and Barwon Heads. Landsmore Mansion reminds me a lot like the television show Downtown Abbey. So it's a historical mansion sitting in some beautiful park grounds. It's only 30 minutes drive from Melbourne CBD, so nice and close, and directly next door to the Open Range Zoo, which I'll touch on a little bit later. One of our brand newest properties down in Point Lonsdale is the Lon Retreat and Spa. So very, very high-end boutique. It only has 7 rooms. It's actually fed through natural springs. So there are natural springs on site on that property that feed through to the water, so the shower and the bars, and also the heated indoor swimming pool. Higher mark at GMHBA Stadium, so is our football ground. And as you can see from that image there, we have a group down there in the grandstand. We do have access to the ground outside of the AFL calendar where we can do interactive activities with our groups. We can even get access to a past Geelong Cats player to get down on the ground and teach groups how to handball and kick a football. One of our signature experiences that we offer with that facility is what we call a progressive dinner. And that's where we move around different areas at the stadium, and delegates get to, a bit of a behind the scenes and live and breathe what it's like to be a football player. So moving on to some of the experience products, so themed around food and wine, nature and wildlife, and adventure and fun. Jack Rabbit Winery is our signature winery that we have on the Bellarine Peninsula and overlooks our amazing bay. We have access to that Port Phillip ferry vessel when it's not in operation for larger groups to be able to take them out to a mussel farm, which is directly out the front of Jack Rabbit, and where we can bring the mussel farmer and experience, and understand how we grow the mussels. And then we bring those back to Jack Rabbit and do the live cooking demonstration. In Geelong itself, so Little Creatures and White Rabbit Brewery, which used to be over in Healesville, has called Geelong its home. And it is 2 breweries on the one site that offer a completely different feel and a completely different experience. So you can spend a few hours in one and move across the laneway to the other and feel like you're in a completely different site. Again, we have access to the beer makers there where we can go behind the scenes and see the brewing process. And then my favourite part at the end is obviously the tastings of the Little Creatures range and also the White Rabbit. White Rabbit regularly have experimental beers on tap. So each month they have a different type of beer that you can only get from the site down there. So, it might be like a chocolate stout as an example. So there's always something new happening down at that site. The QTrain, which we're going to hear from Emma straight after myself. So I won't steal her limelight, but what I will say is that it is a must-do experience on offer in our region. It's very, very unique. It's very, very fun, and it's very, very popular. So I'll leave that one for you, Emma. Nature and wildlife. So our Narana Cultural Centre is 15 minutes out of Geelong, and that's where you can get up close and personal with Australian native wildlife. We do tailored experiences there where you can taste traditional bush tucker and learn how to throw a boomerang whilst patting the kangaroos and emus. The Werribee Open Range Zoo, which I touched on earlier, directly across from Werribee Mansion, which is your African adventure. It's very unique. You have the 200 hectares, the open plan savanna where you can get down and close with the wildlife. Sea or dolphin swims down in Queenscliff, so where the link to the Mornington Peninsula is. So the sightseeing or swimming with the seals and dolphins, again, very popular. It is a small experience, up to 20 on the boat there, but the operator does have access to a second vessel if it is a larger group. Adventure and fun. I touched on the golf courses. So if you're a keen golfer, we have some of the most amazing courses on offer down in the region, or access to helicopters to take a bird's eye view of those, or flying over the city, and the Blues Train. So, down in Queenscliff as well, where home to the QTrain is, the Blues Train is you shake, rattle and roll as you move along an old steam train. It is a very fun experience, this one, and it rolls between several different stations while you move between carriages for a different type of blues music. So what are we looking forward to, or what's new, or what started in 2022? So hopefully you've all seen the announcement of Geelong Convention and Exhibition Centre. So work is well and truly underway for that facility with an open date of 2026. Very exciting times for us in the region, and we're very much looking forward to that. Holiday Inn I touched on, it's out of the ground. They've got cranes sitting on the roof at the moment. The Quest Hotel, which is as well going up. The football stadium, so GMHBA is doing its final development, its final piece of the grandstand, and the Spirit of Tasmania. So Geelong is going to be home to the Spirit of Tasmania. It's relocating from Melbourne this year, and that'll provide a direct link to our counterparts over the sea at Tasmania. And that's it for me today. As Joanna said, there'll be an opportunity at the end of the presentation to ask any questions. And thank you all very much for your time.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for that. Wonderful. Emma, would you like to share your presentation and get going?
Yes, just bear with me, everyone. Won't be a sec.
No worries at all.
There it goes. There we go. Okay, can you hear me there, Jo?
Yep, perfect.
Fantastic. All right. Thanks for joining us today, everyone. I don't know if you can hear some fun clinking noises and champagne popping outside, but we do have the train on the platform there, which is fantastic. So what I'll do is I'll get started. Okay, so as Mark alluded to, we're a restaurant train and we run between Queenscliff and Drysdale, quite a beautiful regional experience. The area that Mark alluded to, all our beautiful producers, farmers, and especially the wineries and a couple of olive groves. So what we do is we run a restaurant train right through the centre of the Bellarine, passing a lot of these beautiful, beautiful businesses. So we point them out as we go. So what I'm showing you today is a video through the eyes of the customer, just so you can see the experience through what they're going to experience today. So this is a couple experiencing our first class option. So we have first class for groups of 2, but also for larger groups as well, which includes full butler experience and wine matching. And we also have the larger restaurant carriages as well, which we'll see in a minute. So you can see here how close, especially to the bay, we are. All the food is provided freshly on board. So the kitchen carriage is in the middle of the train, and the food goes either way up to the either first class or down to the restaurant carriages there. As I said, entirely local produce. And I've got a fabulous map to show you at the end of where exactly how close to the train line a lot of our producers are. So Swan Bay that you can see here is actually a local Ramsar site. So a lot of birds actually migrate here over different times of the season. And that's as you approach Queenscliff. So this is our halfway point, the beautiful coastal town of Queenscliff. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. And we've got a lot of fabulous businesses here that we partner with for group experiences in Queenscliff as well. So we've got some distilleries, we've got the fort, a lot of hands-on experiences down in Queenscliff before the train heads back to Drysdale. So this is our larger restaurant carriages, you can see. So that's an olive grove we're passing there, so you can see how close we are. As we travel along, we offer a 6-course degustation meal, all quite a relative size. So in this great g'day land, we're just down the bottom here in Victoria. And as Mark was alluding to before, we've got that fabulous ferry that departs the heart of Melbourne. So we offer sail, rail and dome experiences and packages, bringing customers up the Yarra River and down from Melbourne to the train and then back into the city again. So usually back in the city about 5 o'clock for bit of a rest or any evening experiences. And of course, from the Mornington Peninsula, we've got fabulous Sea Road ferries, and we offer sail, rail and dine packages with them as well. And once again, busing customers to us down at the train. Okay, so just got some images here, just giving you a bit of an eye, some of our sunset shots that we love. And what I've put on here, just some drone footage, just so you can see some of the wider, beautiful region that we've got down here as well, because we're very excited to get you down to our fabulous region and all the beautiful things we offer. This is our steam service that we've recently launched. And we run that most weekends as well. Steam engines are quite temperamental, so we run it when we can. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we've got this fabulous map just showing how close to the train line a lot of our producers are, and same as a lot of other businesses in the region. It's entirely a local produce menu, so there's a lot of fabulous things you can see, and we can send this map or any information to you. Either contact myself or Mark or Joe. But we are announcing today something very exciting. We're just about to launch our restaurant train, travelling restaurant function train in November this year. So that will be, they'll be able to seat 200 people. And we're going to offer more theatre experiences with those. So we've got working with Applause Entertainment in Melbourne, we've got Murder Mystery, The Long Drag, we've got some fabulous products coming through that one as well. So that's one of the carriages we have ready to go, which is our cocktail lounge. And we get pretty excited about our view, so I'll just keep alluding to that for you. And that's it from me. So I will sneak off because I do need to jump on the train, but Joe will pass on any questions we have for you there. Thank you.
Sure will. No worries. Thank you so much, Emma. That's fantastic. I'm super excited about the function train. Definitely have lots of groups. I'm sure he'll be very excited in that. All right, I'm just going to... So that wraps up our presentation for today. Two wonderful supplies that we have with Business Events Geelong. Obviously, a myriad of things that you can do around there and build a full itinerary, whether it's a conference itinerary or an incentive-focused itinerary. Such a vast and a different array of experiences that really will be a beautiful itinerary to follow for any business event group. And then we have Emma as well and the QTrain. So wonderful, again, to include that as part of your itinerary down at Business Events Geelong. So now, if you have any questions, please just pop them into the Q&A box and we will answer. We do have a question that we had at the start was from Mark. Mark, what is the best time of year to visit Geelong?
Great question. So there's two parts to the question. If you're visiting the region in your own leisure, so you're coming for a holiday, I would recommend over summer. So, December, January, February, or probably February is when we have the most amount of events and activations occurring across the city. If you're looking to come for a conference, it's probably a better time from a cost point of view or more negotiating power would be the quieter months. So generally over winter, but I would highly recommend for a holiday to come over the summer period, but it does get very busy.
Perfect, thank you. And then we've had a couple of people requesting more information on the QTrain. That's absolutely fine. As a follow-up to this webinar today, we will be sending out the contact details for Mark and for Emma along with their presentations. So that will allow you to connect directly with them. But wonderful that people are interested. That product is one of our our shining product. So we're very excited that people are happy to get more information on that. Just wondering if there's any more questions. I'll just wait a couple more minutes. Don't think anything else is coming through, so we will end the webinar for today. We will be sending out the link so you can re-watch it or share it with any of your business event colleagues. It will also go up on MCB's YouTube site, as all of our webinars do. So you can go back and revisit all of the partners who have presented over the past few webinars. So if you are conference planning, it's a really good resource for you. And we will send out the contact details for Mark and Emma along with their presentations, so you can follow up directly. We will have another webinar in June, so stay tuned for that invite. Apart from that, thank you for joining today. Have a great weekend and look forward to catching up with you again soon. Thank you.